Oh, well, listen, from learning new languages to learning a new recipe, you're just in time.
Let's create together with the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition on Espresso Morning Show. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon.
Oh, well, listen, I love learning new recipes, and the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition is on the hunt for South Africa's best baking duo. Now, as we head into the festive season, we are looking for 5 finalists to battle it out live on Espresso for the grand prize worth 35,000 Rand. And this morning, we are excited to announce the second finalist, and we have to say a big congratulations. This is to Catherine Rawl from Durbanville, who created the most incredible gingerbread house. She commented saying, "We think we are the best baking duo in SA as we challenged ourselves with this first attempt at a gingerbread house. We discussed, planned and prepped for the weeks, and we are so happy that we got it, and it's to stand and decorate. We also tried to ensure, attention to detail." So congratulations to that, Catherine. It looks amazing. And for being one of the 5 finalists, you also walk away with a 1,000 Rand hamper, courtesy of Golden Cloud and Beacon. Plus, we'll see you on the show very soon. Can we give her a round of applause? That was amazing. Now, we are feeling very inspired. So this morning, Chef Tumi, we're going to be making our own Cape Town version of a gingerbread house. So it's going to be colourful.
It will be colourful, it will have a lot of structure, and it will have a lot of character.
Okay.
Now, to start it off, we need to make the gingerbread part of our gingerbread cake. And that starts off in here. I've just creamed some sugar, some golden syrup, and some butter together. And then into this, I'm not going to now just add our egg, which I'm also going to beat up there. But obviously, there's no gingerbread cake without icing, right?
Ah, true.
So we need it because the gingerbread icing, the icing is in essence the glue that brings the whole house together.
Okay.
So I'd like you to do that for us.
I'll do that for you. So I've got some egg white here as well as some icing sugar. And I can just mix the icing sugar into the egg white.
You can. Just mix that all together, and then once you've done that, in fact, here's a whisk, you can do that.
I think the whisk might be easier, you're right. Thank you.
And then in essence, what we want is we want the wet ingredients to be nice and airy. That's why I'm just whisking it up here with our blender. Then once that's done, we go in with our dry ingredients. And for the dry ingredients, we've got some flour. I'm going to add a bit more of our Golden Cloud flour here. Obviously, all the recipe ingredients and measurements are on expressoshow.com, so you don't have to worry about that. If you're stressed, just go online and get that information.
If you miss anything.
And into our flour, I'm going in with some ginger, because is it really a gingerbread cake without the ginger?
Nope.
A bit of cinnamon and nutmeg. In there, I'm going in with a bit of bicarb. You know, there's a debate about whether it's bicarb or baking soda. I think
it's the same
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's like an eggplant, a brinjal,
exactly.
and there's one more word for it.
And then some baking powder and a touch of salt. And then, as we all know, with baking, there always has to be a touch of salt just to awaken the flavors of everything else that you've got in there. And then from here, we do the combination of the wet and the dry. I'm just going to add a bit of honey here, just for that additional sweetness.
Look at our icing sugar.
You've done quite well for yourself, Missy.
That looks some
awesome.
arm work there. I made a bit of a mess, but you know what? If you're going to be making this with the kids, you're expected to make a bit of a mess.
And this is what this whole competition is about. We want people to get their hands dirty, get involved in the kitchen and bake up a storm, you know?
Okay.
All
so
right.
I'm going to cheat. While you're talking us through the recipe, I'm dying to start, and then you're going to talk us to the point where we get to where I'm at now. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Okay. So now you're still busy with our... So is this the same recipe? I know we're making a house. There's going to be different shapes involved. If you want to make gingerbread men and women... Same recipe?
It would be the same recipe. The only difference is when you're cutting it up before you put it into the oven to bake. Like what we've done with this one is that we put it into the oven as a nice long sheet into the oven, baked it up, and as it came out, we made these incisions there, and then we were able to break it off into the little pieces. But obviously, if you're making gingerbread men, then you'd use a cookie cutter, cut that up into the spaces, and let it bake in the oven. The most important thing, though, is after you've combined your dough, make sure it comes together. It's going to look like this, and this needs to sit in the oven, in the fridge to chill for at least 30 minutes for it to be pliable again, for you to be able to roll it out. And I suggest as well, once it comes out...
Think it through. Don't just add icing like I did. Like, at least think it through, like where the icing needs to go.
Like Catherine said, they planned ahead, they prepped ahead, so I understand what they did. So once it comes out of the oven, the fridge, before you go ahead and put it in the oven to bake, once you've cut out your shapes, put it into the fridge again to set so that when it goes into the oven, it doesn't fall apart. And then once it's baked for about 10 to 15 minutes, this is what you're going to get. And now we started icing.
This is the fun part.
This is why you're not a construction worker.
No, I was actually thinking now, I would never be an excellent construction worker.
Well, you did have a pretty job.
Imagine my house. It will just be like oozing with cement
But it looks cute.
And it probably won't be level.
But there is no gingerbread house without a door, so I think
Of course, you can start with that. I'm going to do our icing to finish off the roof.
Okay.
Where can I put the door? Where do you want to put the door?
You can just put this little thing here. And that's literally it. It's quite a simple recipe, quite an easy recipe, and quite a fun recipe for the family to get involved in.
Okay, let's see if it holds. Yay! It's a bit of a little bit of a shaky roof here, but hey, I'm not a construction worker. There we go. Oh, you know what? I love that we get to use all of these fun beacon sweets and then just really you can get the kids involved, decorate. Oh, Chef Tumi, this is a fun recipe. I think I need to spend more time in perfecting this, but we do have the recipe available for you. It's on our website, expressoshow.com. Chef Tumi's not going anywhere, and if you are feeling inspired, then make sure you enter the Golden Baker's Search Junior Edition. It's the perfect way to bond with your younger one this weekend, and who knows, we could be having you baking live here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Golden Cloud and Beacon are on the search for South Africa's best baking duo this holiday season. So grab your son, daughter, grandchild, nephew or niece and start creating in the kitchen. To enter, look out for our weekly holiday baking inspiration on air and on our social pages. Then create your own special bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon treats, take a picture and share it on the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages or on our website using the hashtag Golden Baker Search. And tell us why you are SA's best baking duo. You could be one of the 5 finalists competing on TV for the grand prize worth 35,000 Rand. Let's create together with the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition on Expresso Morning Show. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon. Entries close on the 18th of December. 5 finalists, 1 winning duo to be crowned live on Expresso.